Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tennessee, I was born here and raised here, and I'll make my grave here its home. Tennessee.
I just love the outdoor part of it more than the indoor. I really like, I just like seeing kids succeed. And what I do is try to make forum for them to succeed.
Right.
Fields or whatever it is, I just try to make it as best I can for them to succeed and become what they need to be. When I was 16, I came to Dobyns-Bennett, actually not working for Dobyns-Bennett, but working for the Kingsport Braves minor league baseball team.
16.
At 16, and become the head groundskeeper. I was the guy in charge of the whole area. He will support you and has enough, he has common sense. You can talk to him. He realizes when things are going good and when they're going bad, and he will give you support. I mean, he'll give you money if we talk about it and decide that's what we need. He will support you all the way, and that's what it takes. And he really believes in Dobyns-Bennett athletics. The community in Dobyns-Bennett is all about tradition. They go back to the 40s with tickets that families have owned, passed down to fathers and sons and right on down the line. There's, I would say a third of the people in the stands will be 50 and older. And when I say older, I mean the 80, 85s. They understand all the sports and they know the kids. They keep up with them. It means something to their community. They really take pride in it.
What I love most about high school sports is that they are helping develop the citizens of our future. There are so many things that they learn through the process of sports that we want our young people to learn. Of course, there's things like time management, leadership, teamwork, listen and respect and even embrace authority, which is something we want our young people to learn how to do. Very important for young people to want to be more successful is that they experience it, that taste of it, and then they continue to strive for it. And success may not be like winning the game, but there's so many smaller successes in the practices with their teammate, with themselves, competing against themselves, not always the bigger team. What I've learned in my experience is the dedication and the commitment and just almost conviction of the staff involved with athletics, the athletic directors, the coaches, the trainers, everyone involved. I mean, the time commitment is after school, weekends, holidays, during their summer. I mean, it's like it never ends. The athletic group is our unsung heroes, the role that they play with our young people. What we do is come in and provide the state-required physical assessment. What we do is very important, identifying chronic illnesses or problems that the students are having, but it's really about establishing relationships with healthcare providers.
I love watching young people grow in their self-discipline and their work ethic, and I love seeing them learn the game and develop those skills as well. Strength and conditioning is key. I think athletes that are properly conditioned for strength, for flexibility, for balance, for coordination, who are well-rounded in all of those areas, I think they are best prepared. That's an important part of it, is for schools to have some healthcare professional, whether it's an athletic trainer, physical therapist, a nurse practitioner, a physician, some healthcare professional that they work closely with that is either there with them on the sidelines, is when you sense a problem, to look into it a little bit further immediately. When you first smell smoke, fight the fire then, rather than waiting. One of the things that I'm typically doing when I'm on the sideline with the team is just randomly scanning the sideline, looking for somebody who is wincing in pain, who's doubled over in pain. That's one of the most important things that I've learned, is to look for those things, to not wait until an injury is obvious, until somebody's laid out on the field, but to look for the more subtle signs and symptoms. I think I would recommend that they find some area to get involved and volunteer their time with. The services that we provide for local schools are strictly voluntary. It's extremely rewarding, something that I have really enjoyed. So I think I would encourage them to find something that they are passionate about, something that they enjoy doing, and get involved and find a way to help out.
What young men and women need is father-type figures in their life and good coaches. And so I think often us as coaches, us as athletic directors, we're kind of the Papa Bears, as we call it at Clinton High School. We're going to put your arm around you, tell you I love you, but man, I have some expectations for you. The reason we do what we do is it's who we are. Down deep inside us is this sense of wanting to develop people. This is what my principal says about me, is that I'll try anything that's within bounds, but I'll do it, and if I mess up, I'll admit I'm wrong. And one of the things that got me involved in the NIAAA and the TIAAA was really out of necessity. It was this idea that I need to reach out to people who are good, who have done this for a long time. How do I become better at my job? And my grandfather, who's in his 80s now, was a World War II veteran. He looked at me and he said, don't ever get too old that you can't be young enough to admit you're wrong and that you need to learn. And I think one of our strongest things as athletic directors that we can do is take a step back and realize that you can learn so much from your peers. And I think that we're stronger together than we are apart as athletic directors. And I think we have to be able to call the guy down the street, even though we're competing on Friday night against each other, and say, how do you do this? What is your strategy for handling this? And I would encourage all athletic directors is step back. Don't look at success from the world's eyes in terms of wins and losses and facilities and the whole 9 yards. But step back and say, who am I? Why am I involved in what I'm doing? And then use that as what you're measuring success. You might not always see the impact you make, but in the long run, that impact, the world wants you to be flashy. They want you to have everything that's so pretty, it looks unbelievable. Clinton High School has new turf. I mean, all athletic directors around the state know all these things. But realize what makes us strong and makes us good is that we have these kids that we impact that will call us back and tell us that we've done a good job. So.
You know, sports in general, it just gives you the opportunity to be around other people that are like-minded. It teaches you teamwork. It teaches you about life and the hills and valleys, but it also teaches you that no matter how high you are, no matter how low you are, you've got somebody there with you. One of the things that I try to tell our kids, our coaches, and our parents is don't ever react in the moment. Do your very best to remove yourself from this, whether it be you're jubilant because we just had a big win, or you're downtrodden because we've got a big loss, or you're upset with the coach or the player or me. Try not to react immediately. Give yourself time to process, think about both sides, form an opinion or an argument, and then bring it to the table. Keep in mind where you're at and who's watching, because you never know who's watching, and somebody always is. Anything you try to do in life is going to be difficult. You have to be flexible. You have to take into consideration each individual, whatever it is, at the same time being as fair as you can from the overall view. And then that's very difficult sometimes. I think Abraham Lincoln said one time, a long time ago, you can please some of the people all the time and all the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. Hey, Westview High School, then it's on me. And if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And I'm old school. If it's good, it's because somebody else did it. And if it's bad, it's my fault. I mean, that's just kind of the way I was raised, and that's my personality. And I want to deflect whatever we're doing good and give people credit that are doing it. And if we can do something better, I'm open for those things. And, you know, when I was in high school, football coach was the athletic director, and I didn't know what that meant. And when I got to college, I kind of knew what it meant a little bit. And now, after being one for 8 years, I still don't kind of know what we do sometimes, but you know, it is different every single day, and that's kind of what makes it fun, because you don't know what to expect. And a job where you do the same thing over and over gets kind of mundane, and you get worn out, and this is definitely not that kind of job.